Hey guys, welcome back to Sweet Creek Thrift. My name is Candy if you're new here, and if you're not new here, welcome back. I am going to be sharing with you guys what sold from May 1st to May 15th in my reselling business. I do this part-time. I have a full-time job, so this is just what I do to make extra income, to make ends meet, to pay some bills, that sort of thing. And I really love thrifting, so it's fun for me and I like doing it. So it's a great way to make an extra income as sort of like a side hustle. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys about 23 items today and how much I've earned so far for the month of May. And of course I have my drink with me in case I get thirsty. My Dutch Bros cup. I love Dutch Bros, you guys. I got this at Christmas time and I love it. I use it to make my homemade grasshopper, which is pretty much my main order. That I've told you guys this before, but it's like my main order when I go, at least during the summer. In the winter I might get a mocha, but most of the year I tend to have been getting my grasshopper soda. Which is interesting because if you think of like a Thin Mint, it's like a Thin Mint and then it's a soda and then you add a little bit of cream. It's so good. But I've been making it at home because we don't have a Dutch Bros near me. So if I go to town, I get it, but at the store. But at least I have my cute cup to put it in when I'm at home, and so I can feel like I'm going to get it at Dutch Bros. So anyways, I'm just going to go right into it and share with you guys everything that's sold. Also, if you're a past if you're a past follower of mine, you might have seen or noticed that it's a little different behind me. My office, we are in the middle. I have been removing all my stuff, trying to get it out so that we're going to be mudding and painting and all of that fun stuff. So I'm really excited to get that started on my office space, considering we've been here for 6 years and I'm finally getting around to getting some more of my office done, which is making me very happy to do that. So I will share progress or when it's all up done, and once I've got all my cabinets in, I'll do like a before and after and everything just to share that with you. So that's something fun that's going on. But it's a lot of work. I've got some bruises from moving boxes, and somehow I got a spider bite on and it makes it hard because when I'm like sitting my elbow on the desk, it's like, I don't know how I got a spider bite, but somehow I disrupted the spiders. So somehow I got a spider bite and I'm not really sure when. And so that's a little nerve wracking because it's like, how do you get it on your elbow? That's just random. Anyways, those all bunny trails, but let's move along. So I'm just going to jump right in. So this first item is Matilda Jane Enchanted Garden Dress, green pink daisy, girls size 14, and I put Easter jumper, which was really cute. Look at the button. Isn't the button so cute? I actually really like this, and if my girls had been little, I definitely would have made them wear it, and they would have loved it at this age. But this is kind of the cute little like picture to show you. Apparently there was a little bucket hat that matched it, but I didn't have the hat, sadly. But it's like a little like overall style dress, and then eyelet detail on the straps, and just some really cute little colors for a little girl. And the inside did have this like contrasting blue, which I thought was fun. And then there's their little Matilda Jane logo. So, and this was kind of like a canvas dress, like the outside, it was a little bit stiffer, canvasy, but it was really cute. I said cute 3 times. Let's try not to do cute on this video. I did get this from Kid to Kid. They had a bag sale in, let's see, it was February 17th of 2024. And my average cost, so everything you could stuff in the bag the whole bag was $20 or $25, I think. And so everything I could stuff into it. So I just divided it up by the amount of items. So my average cost, so it's kind of like going to the bins is how I do that. So I paid $1.57 per item in that bag. And so this item I had $1.57 invested. And I posted it to Poshmark and eBay on March 1st last year in 2024. And it finally sold on eBay May 1st of 2025. So it took a really long time. I had several people interested, but nobody actually ever bought it. The purchase price was $24.99, and that gave me a profit of $18.93. Okay, so the next item is this pair of Athletic Works women's XXXL size 22 purple athletic sweatpants, loungewear, and then NWT, which is new with tags, which I just put at the end since I had a little space. But it was new with tags, super basic. I think these are sold at maybe Walmart, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, it's just a really nice, I actually like them myself, but since they were new with tags, I decided just to go ahead and post it. And yeah, and it's a good size. So that item I got at the Goodwill bins. I got that last June 29th of last year, 24, and my average cost per item that day was $2.18. And so I posted this August 13th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on eBay May 2nd for $14.99, and I made a profit of $9.58. The next item is this Levi's coveralls, women's medium, black, and I put short sleeve denim jumpsuit, straight leg, and new. I wrote new out this time. And so this item actually is on, let me see. This one's on eBay. Okay, I was thinking it was Poshmark for some reason. But here's some pictures of kind of what it looks like, and then here's the actual item. And it was also new with tags. And if you are a follower of mine, you might have seen this in a recent haul when I went to the Goodwill grand opening. They opened a new Goodwill about 30 minutes from my house. And so I was really excited to find. I found not just one, but two of these, both new with tags. This one was a medium, and I still have the one that's a size small, so it might take a little bit longer to sell. But I do have a size small if you liked this and you are looking for one. And it is currently posted. So this item, though, it sold pretty quick. And it's Levi's, obviously. And so yeah, there's some tags, 100% cotton, which was really nice too, I think. So anyway, so that item I got at the Goodwill store March 28th. I paid $6.84 and posted it on April 14th to Poshmark and eBay. And it just took a few weeks. It sold May 3rd, and it sold for $65, as you just saw on the screen. That gave me a profit of $47.21. So I was really happy to see that one sell quickly. The next item is Vela Rosa tank top, women's XL black, red floral garden, biking, cycling, athletic race. I put all those keywords in there. So this item actually sold, and then it did get returned. So it is actually currently for sale, but I wanted to just kind of share the sale with you. So I did sell it. The lady wrote that it was cute, but it just didn't fit her right. It was in excellent condition. So if you are looking for this particular item and you like the colorway and everything, and you're a biker, cycler, this one's a really nice jersey shirt, and maybe I should put jersey in. I might change that later. But I did repost it. So it is back up on the market for sale. And it's an extra large, so it's a good size. So anyways, I did get that one originally from the Goodwill bins November 2nd of 24. And my average cost was $225. So I had posted it November 26th last year. And it sold on eBay May 3rd. But it's been returned. So I did just write 0, but I did mark it as a return, so I wanted to be able to make sure for documentation purposes. So I do have it on my list. So the next item is this Madden NYC women's size 8 lug sole chunky shoes, Mary Jane black, and then I put Y2K goth grunge and platfo for platform. But these were new with tags in the box. Brand new. I did get these on clearance at Walmart, and I took the little sticker off, you can see. Actually didn't post this in any of my thrift haul videos. I meant to, but I forgot, and I kind of went past that date, so whatever. It was just 2. I bought one in size 8 and one size 8.5. So the 8.5s are still for sale if you're interested. And this one sold pretty quick. So this one, so I got it at Walmart on April 21st, and I paid $5 per, I paid $5 for this pair, but for each pair I paid $5. So I actually went to the bathroom and they had at this location, I think it was out of Waco, maybe. I think it was, yeah, it was the day after my birthday. We went to Waco and we went and had lunch at Magnolia Table. And I went into Walmart for a couple items that I needed real quick before we headed home. And I decided I had to go to the bathroom while I was there. So I ran to the back of the store where they used to have like layaway and stuff. So they have that area with a bunch of like racks, and that's where they had a bunch of their clearance items. And so when I went into the bathroom, I kind of saw that it was clearance. So when I walked out, I noticed like they had a shoe rack. So I was just kind of looking at it real quick and I saw $5. So I went to take a peek and I saw that they were this style of shoe. And I was like, actually, I think those could sell because everybody's liking the whole chunky Y2K chunky sole thing going on right now. And they were only $5 each. Originally, I think they charged like $24.99 at the store for brand new. So I went ahead and grabbed them. I thought I would give it a shot. And one sold pretty quick. So I was happy about that. So this one, I posted it April 21st. I posted it on, I bought it on April 21st. I posted it on April 22nd on Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on eBay on May 4th. So again, it only took a couple weeks to sell, and it sold for $23.74. And so that gave me a profit of $13.94, which I thought was pretty good. The next item is this Glitzy Girls Audi Blue Floral Flower Print Flowy Bell Sleeve Tunic, size 2XL. And this was back, I did purchase this. It had this like tag on it, which is, I think it's just like a little boutique shop that's in Texas. I don't think they're anywhere else. I might be wrong, but it's this boutique shop that I have since learned, but I did not know what it was when I purchased this item. So back then I was like, oh, it's new tags. It's really cute. If it doesn't sell, it's my size. So that was my thinking. I never got around to pulling it out to ever use it, and it's so cute. I was like, somebody's gonna buy it at some point. So, and it had these, I just really like the coloring on it, and then the bell sleeves were kind of fun. And so yeah, and it was, there's like, I found this is the only picture I could find was somebody had this on, I think Instagram maybe. But anyways, but it was a really cute, I must be on a cute vibe today because I've been trying so hard not to say the word cute. But here we go again, you guys. So it was really, I think a really pretty floral top. I did purchase that November 28th of 23 at Goodwill, and I paid $4.49 for it. Posted it on December 13th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on eBay on May 4th for $17.60. So I earned a profit. That is not right. Somehow I went from $17.60 to $18.90. I don't think I subtracted it. Yeah, let's see if I can figure this out without using my phone. Let me go back. Oh no, okay, it's not the screen. Usually I do this on my phone. Let's see. Does it have the breakdown on here? No. Well, okay, so that one's a little off. So I'm gonna pause my recording. Actually, no, I'm not. Because I have two screens recording because until I get my new computer finished, I am recording. I'm recording like the screen on one thing and I'm recording myself on the phone. So yeah, it's a little tricky. I'll have to go back and then I guess what I'll do is at the end, I'll refigure it out and I'll put the number there for you. Yeah, that is annoying. Now I just really wish, let's see. There's gotta be a way to do it, but I don't normally do it this way. So let's see. Let's see here. View purchased item. Let's see. That's the item. I've never really clicked on that before, but see order details. We're getting somewhere, you guys. Okay. So, oh, here we go. This is the breakdown that I wanted to see. Okay. So let's fix this real quick right now. So essentially, okay, so this is all correct. The gross I put as 23, oops, was like, where'd it go? Okay, so the gross is $23.39. The purchase price, which is the amount that was agreed upon, was $17.60. So that's correct. The buyer's tax, I think all of this should be correct. So buyer's tax $122, and the transaction fee is $337, and the shipping label is $457. So yeah, those are all correct. So this is the part that's wrong. So net after fees. Okay, so I must have somehow, I have no idea what I did there, but the earnings was $14.23 on eBay. So let's do, I still have to subtract the amount I paid. So $449. So let me get my calculator. Here it is. So I'm going to take the $14.23 and subtract $449 and put in the new, what it should have been, which is $9.74. Okay, so we figured it out. Okay, so I earned $9.74 for that item. So again, this wouldn't be something I would pick up today, but back when I was first starting reselling was when I started kind of picking up like things that I thought were a good pick. The more you do it, the more you learn what to pick up. I don't think I would pick it up unless maybe it was at the bin. Since it was new with tags, I would probably still pick it up because it's cute, it's my size, so if I don't sell it, I can wear it. But at the same time, it was new with tags. So if I found it at the bins, then I definitely would still pick that item up, just because I know I can eventually sell it and make as like a filler item. So I think going forward, when I go to the bins, because I can only go to the bins like a couple times a year if I'm lucky, but for me, it's when I can get a lot more items, like a quantity of items. So I'm willing to pick up lower quality items that will sell for less, but items that I think will still sell. So I am willing to give myself that leeway when I do the bins trip so I can get a large quantity of items. Whereas I'm trying to be a lot more picky when I go to like a thrift store. I'm still not picky enough, but I am trying to be pickier. So the next item was on Poshmark, and I'm going to go on Poshmark back and forth because my computer kind of wigs out when I put too many tabs open at once. And I have all the eBay tabs open, but if I put in all the Poshmarks too, yeah, my computer would be really, really slow. Okay, so the next item is this Vans Beatles Original Sea of Monsters slip-on, men's size 6, women's size 7.5. And then I put yellow, but that was all I could put in there. It was like the yellow submarine is what it said. And then for that, I got that at Goodwill March 30th. So I went to the Goodwill grand opening on the 28th, and then I went back 2 days later with my husband because he didn't go with me to the grand opening, but he wanted to see the store. So we were going to Walmart, and we decided to swing in, and then he could see it. So I happened to spot that item. I decided to look while he was browsing. So I found a few items, I think 3 items to sell that day because I wasn't there for very, very long at all. But this was the first item I found. I was really excited that I had found it. So I did pay $13.69 for this set of shoes, but you'll see why. So I posted it on April 4th, Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on Poshmark on May 4th. So it did take a month, but it sold for $85. And I had researched it. I had seen some that were posted over 100, and I think I did originally post it over 100, but then I took an offer. So I sold it for $85, and I made a profit of $54.31. So I was pretty happy. It was a fairly quick flip for me. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to hit back, and then find the next one because that's just the way it's gotta be right now. So otherwise my computer does not like me. Wow, I'm going way too far. Okay, hold on, let me find it. The Vans shoe was, oh, it's right here. Okay, so the next item is this Ricky Singh denim flower Ricky Singh shirt, men's XL short sleeve dress shirt, button, NASA, space camp. I put those kind of fun words in there because it's covered in like astronauts and space stuff, like planets and that sort of thing. So I thought that was a fun print pattern, and I thought somebody definitely would like it. I have experience selling another Ricky Singh denim, I think it's Denim Flower, Ricky Singh. It was like maybe 6 or 8 months ago, and it was another men's shirt that was like a short sleeve button-up shirt. So it seems like that's the theme, is short sleeve button-up shirts with this brand. But that one was like a white with black patterned, and it was kind of like a bandana pattern. And then the material was like really flowy. So I picked it up because of style mostly, and that one sold too. So I think if you go by style, I would say in general, this is not the best brand, but I think for good filler items, it would be. And I know that I had a feeling it would sell because it's space related. So anyways, and it was 100% cotton, which makes it nice. So, but yeah, that one, it sold. So let's see, I picked that up at Goodwill on February 17th. I paid $4.99, posted it on March 15th to eBay and Poshmark, and it sold on Poshmark on May 4th, and it sold for $20. So I made a profit of $11.01. And let's see, the next one is also Poshmark. So let me go back. Now this was also a newer item that I just picked up. So again, if you've been watching my thrift hauls, you might remember this from last month. Okay, so let me grab this picture here. So this is Democracy Women's Flexilent straight cropped jean pants 4 or size 4, gray, and I put boho and embellished. And so these are kind of like a cropped, like a capri kind of, but like a little bit of like a higher hemline at the bottom, and so it was above the ankles essentially. It had this really pretty like colorful embellishments at the ankles, at the hem anyways, and so I thought that was pretty cool. So I picked them up because, I mean, I wouldn't say like when I did comp the Flexilent, because Democracy can sell with some of their pants, but it was a small, it was like a size 4, so I hesitated, and then it was Flexilent. When I looked that up, it wasn't the best selling. Democracy has typically those like waistbands that are like very stretchy on the inside of the waist, so it's like a very comfort. But this one didn't have that, so I was like, yeah, I'm not really sure about that. But I went ahead and decided to try it because I thought they were really pretty going into spring and summer, that it would help it sell. And I was pretty excited that it sold pretty quick. So, and it had this like really light gray color to it. So yeah, overall, I thought that was a good flip. And it also had like their little logo patch back here. So that item I picked up at St. Vincent de Paul on April 2nd, and I paid $8. So I paid a little bit more than I would have wanted to. But I did pay up to get it. I paid, and I posted it on April 25th to Poshmark and eBay. And it just took like a weekish to sell. It sold on Poshmark on May 4th, and it sold for $22. So I made profit of $9.60. I don't know if I like undersold it, but I was going off comps, and I honestly did not think that it would sell. So I was happy to accept the first offer, if that makes sense, because I was afraid if I didn't take it, that it would have then sat for a long time. I've had that happen before. So I wanted to just get it out the door. And take my money and run. I was like, yes, please take it. So anyways, so that one was a quick sell. Okay, so the next item is also on Poshmark, so I'm going to pull that one up. Okay, so this is Harley Davidson men's t-shirt plus size 5XL, and then I put gray, graphic skull, and then I wrote in caps flaws because this was definitely not in great condition, but it was such a big size, and I would have given it to my husband, but he's recently like lost a bunch of weight, so he's not in this size anymore. He used to wear 5Xs, but he's down to like a 2 to 3X. Probably, I'd say like he'd probably prefer a 3X for fit, but he can probably wear a 2X now. So that's pretty cool. And so, but anyways, this one, the tag was missing or like cut out, but it did have the graphic, and it does say Harley Davidson and everything. So, and you could tell it was a Harley Davidson graphic, tag that had been cut off. So, and then I did a bunch of measurements to see, I compared it to other 5Xs. And then I looked up on their website to see what their sizing, and I kind of compared it to their size chart. So that's how I figured out like what size it was. And I could definitely tell based on my husband's shirts. So this one, it had a flaw. Like I did put some minor spots, a small hole in the sleeve, and missing tags. And it was definitely worn. You could tell it was a very worn item. So this item I did get at Goodwill on March 5th. And I did pay up. I paid $9.99. And I posted it on March 25th to Poshmark and eBay. And it sold on Poshmark May 7th. It sold for $27. So I did earn a profit of $11.61. And that's because it was a high cost of goods. And then Poshmark takes $5.40. So I only made so much. And then the next two items came through on the same day as two orders. But I realized after I had printed out the labels and everything that it was going to the same person. And I should have realized that, but they had already purchased it and everything. So I just packaged them up. I just packaged them and sent them. I'm not really sure because I think I'd have to go back in and like cancel both the orders and then bundle them together just to get them to like bundle the shipping. So I kind of felt bad, but at the same time, I mean, if you go on and make two separate orders, and if this was you and you're here, thank you. But I felt really bad because I was like, you're paying shipping twice and it's going to the same place. But I mean, if they really wanted these items, I just thought it was kind of funny that they did it that way instead of bundling it. But anyways, so both of these two little like wall plaque things sold to the same person. So they were probably putting together a cute little like gallery wall or something. So this first one is this Scott Steele 3D wall art French floral shop, Elaine's Florista 8x6. And I was like, I was watching like some YouTubers who do a lot of hard goods. And see, the thing is I am mostly clothing, but I love to kind of browse all the other sections. And I'm still intrigued. It's just like, so I've been like testing the waters on different things. And I think I still like to pick up hard goods, but not as much as clothes. So I will still pick up hard goods, and maybe in the future I would do more, but like I don't have a lot of storage space for everything. Like we have space, but I don't have it like designated storage, and I'm out of like storage for clothing. Like I'm bulging at the seams of storage for my inventory. But I think in the long run, once we've gotten like shelving figured out and like more shelving figured out, like I would have this space, if that makes sense. So I don't know, like I am very intrigued on like dishes. Like I follow a gal who sells IKEA dinnerware, like plates for like $15 a plate. So yeah, it makes me curious and like intrigued to like, maybe someday I'll get to that point in my reselling, but I'm just kind of dabbling. So like, I'm just going to just try it out and see how it goes. But I do know that there's been a lot of people that have been wanting to create these gallery walls. And I follow Gypsy Jules, and she has talked about how people like in the past, like I can't remember her videos like from last year, but she's talking about how people like little pictures that are like small and things because they like to put like a whole collection of different artwork, and sometimes they need like little ones to fill in spots, you know, and do like a whole gallery wall. So I was at that point in my mind because I had just seen her video and I was at the store, and so I was like looking at the little arts, and they had some little arts. So I found both of these two items. I picked them up, but I just thought that was kind of cute. So anyways, these were both like, you know, little artworks like this big. So they were really small. And this one is by this Scott Steele, and it was 3D, which is pretty cool. I don't know I really don't know enough about it to know if it's like plaster maybe, or what kind of material medium that they used, but it could be, I don't think plastic, at least not all of it, but it's more of like a resin or I don't even know if it's resin, to be honest, but it could be. But if I had to guess, it was like a plaster maybe. But anyways, so this one sold, and so this would be this one here. And so both of these items I picked up on the same date, which is kind of funny. So I paid $1.99 for this one. I picked it up June 14th last year. I posted it on Poshmark and eBay. And so these both sold on Poshmark on May 7th. So this one sold for $17, and that earned me a profit of $11.61. And then the second one that sold, let me go back to that one. Let's see. So that would be this one here. And that's by Chin Tok Hawk. I think it's how you say that. Chin Tok Hawk. And it's a 3D wall art Vins de I can't say that. Bourgogne. Small, and this was a 6 by 4.5 inch. And so this one sold for $11. And it did have a small chip right there that I hadn't seen at the store. Probably would have left it behind, but I already had it at home, so I went ahead and listed it. So this item I picked up for 99 cents. And then again, all the same things. I picked it up on May 25th last year, posted it June 14th, and then it sold May 7th of this year for $11. And so I earned a profit of $7.06 for that one. So anyways, it was a fun little experiment. Okay, so let's get back to clothes. The next item is this 90 Degrees by Reflex, if I can get to it, which this is a gymnastics brand that I somehow I came across it maybe at the bins or something, and it sold for me a pair of leggings. And so I kind of had done the research, so I know the brand, and so I knew it's for gymnastics, mostly sports. People are looking for and not all of it sells, and not all of it sells quickly. I think I've had a pair of the black leggings for sale for a while, and they haven't sold, so I wouldn't just pick up anything, or if you do, just know it's probably going to sit for a good while, but it can sell. So this item I think I picked up at the bins, but I'll double check. So this is 90 Degrees by Reflex is the name of the brand. Gymnastics sports bra white, and I put women's juniors size medium. And it's just very basic. It kind of had some ribbing going on. There's their little like logo, and then you'll see usually a circle with like a girl doing gymnastics in the circle. So, and it's pretty easy to tell. So like there's the circle right there, and yeah, it just looked like a basic, decent. I thought somebody would like that. Actually, I picked it up at a regular Goodwill, and I bought it on June 1st of 24, and I paid $2.29, and I posted it June 19th last year. Finally sold on Poshmark on May 9th for $11, and I earned a profit of $5.76. Okay, and then let's hit back again, and then the next item is this Build-A-Bear. Let's pull that one up. Oh, I worked all day and now I'm really tired. Okay, so this Build-A-Bear is the PJ Masks Catboy 16-inch plush toy. Now, when I did research, this character should have like a mask that comes with it, but I didn't find the mask. But he was wearing his outfit, so I went ahead and picked him up. And, and like his feet and everything that's how you could see like PJ Masks. So, this particular bear was specific to the outfit and everything. So I picked this one up at the Goodwill bins June 29th last year, and my average cost was $2.18 per item. I posted it on July 31st to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on Poshmark on May 10th for $16, and that gave me a profit of $10.62. And then the next item is, I think, eBay. Yes. Okay. So we're going to move over here. So the next item is this universal thread dress XL maxi tiered sundress. And I put pink stripe, and then I put prairie and cottagecore, since those are good keywords right now. And I decided to try this out because Kaylee Elaine talks about how she can sell the Old Navy maxi dresses pretty well in the summer, in like the spring and summer, and this one was a similar like style maxi dress, but it was the universal thread brand, which I thought was popular enough, same as like Old Navy, that it would be okay and like do or perform similar, and I decided to test that out, and I was right. It sold pretty quick. And so yeah, it's just this long tiered, you know, it has a little smocking on the back, and then the adjustable spaghetti straps, so, and head pockets. So this item I picked up at Goodwill on March 30th, the same day I picked up those Vans shoes, and I paid $6.59. And I posted it on April 8th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on eBay on May 10th, and it sold for $29.99, and I earned a profit of $17.90. So I thought that was a pretty quick flip. The next item is this Rue 21 camisole, women's large black pink floral lace trim tank top, and I put Y2K. So it kind of had that vibe going on. It was not the best brand, but if you have a good style, which I've been learning about by watching a lot of other people's YouTube videos, that it can do pretty well. So I had just watched Kaylee Lane's video about picking like these kind of like little baby doll camisoles, and I might not be picking up all the best ones, but I had gone to the store after watching that video, so I was like on the hunt, kind of like with that other item. I was kind of like on the hunt. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try picking up some of these. I've sold several now of the items that I picked up that particular trip, so I think it's fun to kind of test it out and see. So I like watching the videos, and if somebody says, oh yeah, this is selling, if I go to the store, I might look for that kind of item and then test it out to see if I can sell it. And I think this is a good example of that, because it wasn't like completely the best condition. It's definitely like you can see a little bit of wear, but yeah, it's just normal wear. It was lots of life left, a little bit of fading, size large, so it was a decent size. So I did get that at Goodwill on August 24th last year, and I paid $2.99, and I posted it to Poshmark and eBay on September 12th, and it sold on eBay May 10th, and it sold for $15.29, and I made a profit of $9.37. I thought that was a pretty good flip for being what it was. The next item is this catnap bathrobe by Pillow Talk, and it had embroidered cats on it, and I thought that was a really fun, especially for the cat people out there. I'm a cat person, but I don't wear robes, so, but I thought it was really cute. I just don't wear robes like this, so it wouldn't be for me, but I knew somebody out there that wears robes would like it. And it had these really cute embroideries on it with like little stars and moons, and it says catnap with a little cat sleeping on a pillow. So yeah, and this is the tag Pillow Talk, size large. And even on like the wrist cuffs, it had the embroidery, so it was just super cute. It had the little waist sash, so like everything was there. And then on the back, it had that same little embroidery too, right there. So I thought that was a fun item when I saw it. I picked it up at Goodwill on March 9th last year, and so in 24, and I paid $4. So I thought it was a good price too. I think it was half price. And I posted it on March 28th to Poshmark and eBay a year ago in 24. And it finally sold on eBay May 10th of 25 this year, so it took over a year. But it sold for $29.99, and so I earned a profit of $20.81. The next item is this little toddler girl's size 12 to 18 months camping dress, and I put embroidered, colorful red, blue bows and pom-poms. This one is so cute, you guys. If I had a little baby in my life, I probably would have donated it to them, and my girls would have definitely worn this when they were little. I would have put this on them because it's so cute. And it had these like super cute like bows right here on the sides. I just loved everything about this. So fun. It kind of gave that circus vibe. Definitely the summer, red, white, and blue, 4th of July summer theme going on. But then again, a lot of people go camping for the 4th of July, and here's all your little cute little embroidered fire and a little lantern and a tent and a tree. So anyways, I thought that was super cute. So what happened was, and here's the tag. So like there's no real brand for this item, but I went to that kid-to-kid bag sale that I was mentioning, And so I picked it up back in February of 24. And so again, my average cost of $1.57 per item. And this was another item in that bag. And it sold, or sorry, I posted it September 30th of last year to Poshmark and eBay. It sold on eBay on May 11th, and it sold for $14.99. I earned a profit of $10.34. And I just thought that was so cute. Okay, so this next item was an item that had recently been returned, and then it got relisted, and it sold again quickly, which was pretty cool. So it's this soft surroundings beige peasant blouse tunic top, size XL, and then I put crochet lace, boho, and flowy. So it had kind of like that crinkle gauze material, and then this like crochet accents along the sleeves and on the shoulders. And then, yeah, so it's a fun one. I thought somebody would definitely want it. And Soft Surroundings isn't the best brand anymore, but there's still items in the brand that will do pretty good from what I can tell. And then this was extra large, so it was a decent size. So anyways, I was really happy to see that go pretty quick again. Hopefully it sticks this time. But I did get this at Goodwill on December 28th last year of 24, and I paid $3.50. I posted it March 26th to Poshmark and eBay. It sold on eBay May 13th for $25, and that earned me a profit of $17.04. And I think the last time I sold it, I had earned a profit of $14, but then I reimbursed that person. So I actually earned more on this sale than I would have on the previous sale, which is kind of interesting. I don't really like returns, but it's just a fact of life, so I just deal with it because it's not as common as you would think. I think I'm on this one. Nope. We are back to Poshmark, so we'll come back to that in a moment. So let me hit back here. And then on Poshmark, I sold this sunflower tapestry that was on my daughter's wall for a couple years, and then she didn't want it anymore. So we took it off, and I've had it posted since. So it's like a 79 by 59 inch large floral wall mural. So you like just pin it up. Now she got this on Amazon, so I went ahead and found it on Amazon just to kind of like give you an idea of what it looks like. But yeah, so it wasn't in the, like you could tell in ours, like I took some pictures showing like where she put the pins into the wall at the corners, but overall it was in excellent condition other than that. So yeah, and what looks like spots, but I honestly don't think it was like dirt spots. I think it was just the actual print. But I went ahead and disclosed it just because I didn't want to have somebody come back and say I didn't disclose something. So that was from my daughter's closet. So I had $0 invested, posted it to Poshmark and eBay October 2nd, and it sold on Poshmark on May 13th. And it sold for $14, so I earned a profit of $11.05. Okay, so now this one was on eBay, and this is Game Winner Bib Overalls Men's XL Camo, and I put Realtree, since that's the brand, hunting, double knee, camping, and fish. And that's a lot of keywords there. But that would be the tag that was inside, but it is by Realtree. So I think it's interesting because it's Game Winner, but it's Realtree. So yeah. And I don't know if that's just like the camo print is Realtree, but I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not a camper or hunter anyways that does this kind of stuff, but it did have their little Game Winner embroidery right here too. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, these were in pretty good condition. You can tell they were worn a little bit, but the knees weren't worn out, and the straps were in excellent condition, and they were adjustable and stretchy. So definitely comfortable for somebody who's out hunting. And yeah, it has of course all the pockets and everything. So this item I picked up at the Goodwill grand opening March 28th, and I paid $6.59. I posted it April 11th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on eBay on May 14th for $33.25. So I earned a profit of $20.73. Okay, I'm now needing a drink. That's so good. Okay, so the next item, I'm like, I've been talking too much. We're almost there. We have a couple more items. Okay, the next item is on Poshmark, and I think I have one more off Poshmark, and then we're done. Okay, so this item is this Pearl Izumi cycling jersey, one piece, triathlon, women's, bib shorts, one piece, and I put colorful. I think I got most of those keywords there. So this item, I thought, I seen it, and I've already researched the Pearl Izumi because I had a jersey shirt that recently sold, but I've had it posted for a little while. So when I saw Pearl Izumi, I knew it was cycling gear, and I think, I don't know if it was Kaylee Elaine also. Somebody's video had just talked about cycling these things, and I had just picked it up, so I thought it was pretty funny. Or maybe I hadn't picked it up, but I'd seen it like literally within maybe a day or something of that video. And so it just, I think I had already picked it up. But anyways, I don't remember. But I just thought this was fun. I just thought the colors, like the prints on it, the patterns, everything just made it super cool. And then it had that padded bottom area because you're cycling on a hard seat, so I'm sure it gets uncomfortable. So I did check. I did take a picture on the inside of that because I wanted to make sure that people knew it was very clean. So I did take a picture, and it had the full zipper that worked and everything. And then this one was fun. It had Tokyo, Japan, Colorado, USA, which I thought was pretty cool too. So anyways, so there's their like logo and everything. And then I took some pictures of the tags. So this item, now I'm gonna burp. So this item I got at Goodwill on April 13th, and I paid $6.59, and I posted it April 23rd to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on Poshmark on May 15th for $45. So I earned a profit of $29.41. So I thought that was a pretty good flip. I think out of all of the items on this particular, the Vans were the biggest. The Vans was definitely the biggest, but this would probably be the second best sale. Oh no, not the second. The Levi's coveralls were the second best. So this is third best. Well, anyways, it's still up there. And so I thought that was a good flip. Okay, so the last item, so we can close out Poshmark. Okay, so the last item is this eBay sale, and it was this vintage women's size large, short sleeve button down, artsy teacher embroidered bird and flower. I put bird flower just because I was trying to get some of those keywords on there, but this was a fun one. I just thought it kind of very much reminds me of something my mom would wear. She liked, I don't know, it's just very my mom vibes. It's kind of funny, but I knew that there's people out there that like this kind of stuff. So I picked it up because I thought it was fun. It had this blue and white stripes with the contrasted collar, was more of like a plaid gingham. And then it had all these fun little embroideries on the front with like little button accents. So very cute. And the buttons down the front were all different colors. So it just gave it that like teacher vibes. And it's this brand called That's the Way to Go, Always Innovative, which is a really long name, which is why I did not put it in my title, because that would have just taken up like so many of the allotted numbers you get of how many words you can put in there. It was 100% cotton, which is also, I think, another perk. So now this didn't sell for a lot, but it did sell. I picked it up at the grand opening. I paid $4.59, and I posted it on April 11th to Poshmark and eBay. And it sold on eBay May 15th, and it sold for $16.19. So I earned a profit of $8.32, and it's off to its new home. And so that's it for this month. Let me tell you how much so far. So as of now, I have earned a total profit. Of course, you got to think about this. If you're not in reseller, you wouldn't think about this, but this is my profit, like my take home, but I still have to subtract taxes before I pay myself and pay for business expenses. So it sounds like more than what it is. And I'm definitely not like some of those people out there that are making like $8,000 a month or even more than that, which I would love to, but since I do work full time, I don't have enough time to designate to just doing this, but I would love to do this full time, but it's a lot of work. So I'm really happy to be learning. I think it's great because I am learning all these like things, ins and outs of what I like to sell, what I don't want to sell in the future. Like I know I don't want to pick up very many kids' clothes because they take too long, and like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I've talked about that before, so I won't go into that, but I think it's nice to have like to expand your horizons and like test things out and see if you like doing it, because it helps you decide going forward in your business what you want to sell or what you want to focus on, if you want to niche down or if you like to be an everything seller. And I think that's the fun part about it, because as a thrift, like as I have the love of thrifting, as pretty much everybody that does this job, we all love thrift shopping, and it's fun. It's like treasure hunting, finding things, but then being able to sell them to other people. And it keeps things out of the landfill. So it's really nice that you can find things, kind of like source things for people, and then get it posted to where maybe the right buyer will find that item and be able to buy it and have something that they really enjoy. So I love doing that. I love all the aspects about it. But yeah, that's it for this one, you guys. I wanted to get that put out as soon as possible. I'm also trying to be more consistent with my YouTube videos. If you're new here, thank you for watching. If you watched all the way through this entire video, I don't know how they end up at 50 minutes every time. I'm trying really hard not to be that long, but I guess I'm just a talker. But anyways, I'm gonna get off and let you guys go. If you stuck around this long, thank you so much. And I love saying, as one of my favorite YouTubers say, you're the real VIP, MVP of watching my video all the way to the very, 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 very end. And I will see you guys on my next video. I have a couple new thrift hauls coming up soon. I keep thrifting and I need to get everything like posted. So I'm trying to get on myself to get stuff posted. But as I showed you, we're working on the office, so it's taking a lot of my spare time after work. So I'm not able to get as much like done as soon as I can. So anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Bye, everybody.